Hi, it's Darren Steele, host of the Think Queerly podcast, writer, thinker, and transformational coach. And it is Monday, the 7th of February, and I want to invite you to the next LGBTQ plus community forum. Now, on these forums, I'm hosting these weeklies at the moment, Wednesdays, and I try and offer a different time, sometimes 1 p.m. later in the afternoon. I'm going to probably try and offer one earlier in the morning, depending on the time zone that you're in. But what I'm always seeking to do is to empower other queer creatives and thought leaders to become more skillful in what they do, their work, their creative project, their creative hobby, whatever it is, to help you be able to make a more meaningful, more effective, transformational difference for other LGBTQ plus people and for our common humanity. Because I believe that the work we do as LGBTQ plus peoples is inherently special. And we have a unique insight, having lived on the margins when we've grown up, not seeing ourselves necessarily so fully and lovingly presented in social norms, in media. So when we come into ourselves and feel like we belong and we find our own tribe, our own group of people, and we seek to do work, creative work, or to take positions of leadership in some way, we bring something to society, to the world, that when we do so with dignity and when we do so with a care for the common good, we can make a profound difference. And that is ultimately the work that I seek to do by engaging also in creating these community forums, these spaces for open-hearted, open-ended dialogue without judgment, but fully supporting and empowering those that come on to the call. So the next call this week on Wednesday, February 9th, and it's happening this week at 1 p.m., 1300 hours Eastern Standard Time. This is the topic: where and how do you support limiting beliefs as a queer person in your work as a creator or as a leader? Let me say that again. So where and how do you support limiting beliefs? Do you believe that there's something perhaps not good enough about you as a queer person in the work that you do as a creator or a leader? Now, I think this is probably true for most people. If you put something out into the world, be it a creative work, or perhaps you're in some sort of a career in the office or on Zoom, and if you're leading or managing other people, do you ever sometimes doubt yourself, specific to who you are as a queer person? Do you ever second guess yourself, wondering if somebody's thinking something about you because you are queer? Or do you ever wonder if the way in which you've done something is so different than the way everybody else does, that is not only going to set you apart, but that may lead other people to question who you are, what you do, and the effectiveness of what you do? That doesn't feel very inclusive. That doesn't feel very accepting. And we can very easily put that upon ourselves. So that's what I want to touch on. This could be a very emotional community forum, but I'm there for it. If it is something that you want to bring to the table, that you want to work out, to come up with strategies of being more aware, feelings to be more aware of when you perhaps cross that threshold of self-doubt. And what does that mean exactly? I think self-doubt, when looked at very impartially, is an opportunity for growth, for us to understand, what does it mean when we're doubting ourselves? Is it a truth in the sense of that we're recognizing an ignorance, meaning we realize there's something we don't know, and all we need to do to alleviate that doubt is to go learn something new? Is it a competence issue where we have a little bit of a skill, but that skill really needs to be more practiced, more honed, so that we can be more proficient in that thing? And when we can take care of ignorance and increasing competence, that often alleviates or keeps self-doubt at bay, so that when it shows up, we can go, well, this isn't really true. This is an emotion, this is a feeling, but I can now understand it better for what it really means. These community forums are absolutely free to attend. You just have to register via the link that I have in the show notes or below the video, depending on how you're taking in today's information. I look forward to seeing you there. And if you can't make this week's call, I have a list of other topics all the way up until March the 9th before I come up with some new ones. And if there's something missing, if there's something you really would love to talk about, well, that's the beauty of these forums. I suggest a topic, but if there's something you want to ask me specifically, feel free to come to the forum with that question, and I will do my best to support you. All right. Thank you so much for listening or for watching. I look forward to seeing you at one of the next LGBTQ+ community forums. Bye for now.